Na 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 Deadpool.
Na,
Na 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 Deadpool. Brought to you by OMG CBD. This, not Deadpool.
That was perfectly synced.
Although I think Deadpool would probably appreciate OMG CBD.
Yeah, he would. Alright, one sec.
And I'm actually quite ashamed of something.
What?
I didn't get the joke of this shirt until today. I've had it for like 2 years.
Yeah. How did you not get the joke?
Because this is comic book Deadpool. And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was literally, because I put this on for the short to talk about, like to advertise for the podcast, because it has Deadpool on it. It's the only Deadpool shirt I have. And then I'm wearing them like, oh, Jesus, it's because Ryan Reynolds was fucking Green Lantern.
I wore my Logan shirt.
No, it's don't got no holes in it.
No holes.
Don't got no holes in it.
Which, speaking of,
Hose or holes?
hose. Boats and hose. How are they going to retcon? How are they going to retcon Logan dying?
Well, Logan didn't die until 2029. That's when Logan was set.
Because that was in the future
Yes.
in the movie. That's true.
And I also want them to retcon Logan because
Why are you going to kill off,
No.
Hugh Jackman? He's not done.
that's not why I want to retcon it. So this will get ready, commenters. You're gonna hate this one. Right up there with Thor Ragnarok. I did not like Logan at all
You want to know the biggest reason I didn't like it?
because it was a fucking downer.
No, because we went to the
Freaking
theater,
downer.
and the guy who tells you which theater to go told us the wrong one, and we walked into the ending of the very first of the movie. We were so freaking pissed. I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And then I'm like, surely this. I was like, I know we're like a few minutes late, but I was like, surely this isn't the end. And then the movie ends, and we're like, what the fuck?
You were hoping
We're like, we literally watched the ending.
you were hoping they were gonna Tarantino it, where they show you the end first and then
Something. Well, we had Movie Pass at the time when it was in its infancy, when you could literally watch a movie a day, and for $10 a month, it was ridiculous. So, but yeah, so we were kind of shitty, but we was like, how do we get our money back? But we didn't really spend any money.
So did they give you the wrong showtime, or did he just tell you to go to the wrong theater?
The guy who directs you where to go told us to go to the wrong theater, and I was like,
Dick.
you have one job, dude. You have one job.
You literally have one job.
And I was like forever scorned.
Well, and here's another one that's gonna make the internet mad, which I'm on a roll with lately.
Yeah,
It seems like it's more me than anyone.
well, it's because of your hater nader. No, your hater nader.
My hater nader.
Your hate.
I will henceforth be referring to my penis as the hater nader.
I can't even think of the word right now.
I don't know. I mean,
you're very critical. That's what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that because that's the way it should be. Because you shouldn't like everything.
Well, it's not only that. I
don't know that's kind
like,
of
and this sounds like it's me being defensive, but it's not. It does seem like the people who are being like, criticism's one thing, but the people that are being dicks.
This video is brought to you by criticism.
Lots of it. It seems like they're not even watching the video.
Company since 1920, Jacob and Jacob.
1920, that's impressive. That's 100 years.
You old fuck. By the way, so let me get the burp out of the way. So this new, we're not really doing a new intro or anything like that. So basically, we're just gonna to the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing.
Welcome.
We are going to just give a little brief introduction of what we do, because the thing is, we know a lot of you have come from the Dragon Ball video,
as well as the Cobra Kai episode.
yes, and much of the shorts, but we appreciate your subscriptions.
We do.
Definitely check out our podcast. Even if you can't listen to them on here, we have plenty of different.
You can get them on Spotify, Google, Amazon, even Audible. So if you're an Audible subscriber, for all you hoity-toity people out there,
got a long drive.
We're perfect for a long drive because I will say our video setup's not, I don't want to say boring, but it's a little plain Jane. But this is a podcast that's really made to listen to. there's usually not a lot that you get out of the YouTube version.
Eventually, when we get some money, it'll get better. But until then, this is what you get for now. But anyway, so obviously, I'm Eric. This is Jake.
I'm an overly opinionated asshole.
He's apparently. An overly opinionated asshole.
With Giz on my hands.
It's Jizz.
That's... Well, I know, but
Did he spell it Giz?
Yeah, he spelled it Giz with a G.
Okay. I was wanting to make sure that when I said that to you, I was like, I'm pretty sure he spelled it that way. And I was like, that's wrong.
That was the first thing I thought. I was like, I got Giz?
Yeah, but anyway, so the hater comments, like, whatever. We appreciate you too, because all that does is just help feed the algorithm.
That's why my fingers are still stuck together.
All sticky fingers.
They're all sticky fingers.
But so basically, we just talk about whatever we want to that week. Like if there's something crazy going on politically, news-wise. Like I suggested to him this week that we cover the hurricane, which is crazy. But the thing is, like we're not weather advocates or anything like that. So it's like, what do we do? But anyway, and then all of a sudden he sees this tidbit and sends it to me. And they're bringing back Hugh Jackman as Wolverine
for Deadpool 3.
We are
so this is going to be very exciting because it's Deadpool officially entering the MCU. They're bringing Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, and that's probably how they're going to shoehorn. This is just a theory. That's probably how they're going to shoehorn the X-Men into the MCU is through Deadpool.
This is a segue movie,
which Deadpool is perfect for.
Yeah, because...
and I suspect they're also going to use Deadpool to kind of clean up the mess they've made of the multiverse. After...
Why do you say that? How would he do that?
I don't know, but here's the thing. Out of any character who can do whatever he wants in any way he wants, Deadpool's the perfect choice because Deadpool knows he's in a comic book. He knows he's in a movie.
But the thing is, though, he hasn't done anything other than talk to the audience.
Oh, no, he time traveled at the end of Deadpool 2 multiple times.
Did he?
Yeah. At the very end, he took Cable's time travel device. He goes back and kills Deadpool from X-Men Origin Wolverine. He kills Ryan Reynolds when he gets the Green Lantern script.
I guess I need to watch Deadpool 2.
Oh, you do. You do. And he goes back to kill baby Hitler, but doesn't.
He's like, he's just a baby.
That's essentially, that's hilarious on so many levels because there's
that argument in itself.
Yeah, there's a thought experiment of
you're not gonna kill a baby. Sorry, I mean,
well, but there's so I love that because it turns a well-known thought experiment on its face, and it doesn't have to be baby Hitler. It can, it's basically the difference of utilitarian versus I can't remember the academic term. I always call it Kantian morality, where is Adolf Hitler guilty? It depends on how you view essentially time. Is it linear and determinist, or is it, flexible and a multiverse? Because depending on your school of thought, and even if time is linear, is baby Hitler guilty of anything until it actually happens? That's the thought experiment. Or is it worthwhile going, and I'm not condoning or saying this is true, there are people who think that it would be morally worthwhile to go back and kill one person to save, millions.
Which he's never seen Supernatural, which if any of you have never seen Supernatural, he's probably seen an episode or two. But the thing is, if you haven't seen Supernatural, like, it's a great show. But anyway, in that show, there is an angel specifically who hates the Celine Dion song. And he goes back in time to unsink the Titanic to have that song not created. I mean, there's more to the story because they're actually creating more souls, and it was used for a weapon.
Oh
but the premise is hilarious.
That's so funny.
That's what I'm saying.
You're convincing me. I think I'll have to.
An angel literally goes back in time because he doesn't like Celine Dion.
Oh my god! You know what's really funny is Celine Dion says that she regrets recording that song. Legit, you can look it up. She hates it. She still sings it because, money.
Because it pays the bills?
It's a great song.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's awesome, especially that fucking guitar shredding. Only in the single version. Only in the single version. Apparently in the album version, it's not in there. But it's in the music video. I'll put it that way. Dude, it's fucking sick.
I love it when a non-guitarist likes a
Yeah, I
part
know, 'cause I know.
guitar. And he's like, wow, that is so great. It's just a bend.
I'm not talking about the technique. It's the placement and what it does for the song.
I know. Okay.
Hey, man, old school, like, 90s soft rock, that was their bread and butter. What is it called, a bend?
I don't know. I haven't heard that part, so I can't tell you what it is.
It literally comes out. It's not a solo. It's literally like. It's like 8 notes, 7 notes.
So it's probably a scale, not a pentatonic.
It probably is a scale. It does seem pretty stepwise. Yeah, we know some musical terms. Yeah, I think it's pretty stepwise, but I wouldn't go so far as to call it a solo. It's literally just like kind of just an added little.
It's a numerical scale. Those are wild.
Yeah, but it's
not that he knows what they are. But
I know I know what a scale is. So
not
I
a
can
numerical
extrapolate.
scale. Like at the time of talking,
Yeah, I can extrapolate what a numerical scale is. But
by the way, whoever liked the video, thank you.
Thank you, Sosa.
No, it wasn't him. He normally comments when he does.
I'm kidding. Yeah, it's, Sosa's words of wisdom.
Speaking of, we need to have an actual Dragon Ball episode.
We do.
And get him on here. You know, we've been talking about that.
We do. I watched his review of She-Hulk episode 7 today, and he's spot on.
I commented on there, and I was like, She-Hulk. I was like, I haven't given it a watch because of how bad it seems. He's like, you're absolutely right. I just watch it to watch it so I can review it.
I wouldn't say I'm hate watching it. I'm watching it hoping it gets better, and it's not.
They may realize their flaw when like at the end of the season and the viewership is like not where they thought it would be. But I guarantee a lot of people are watching it just because it's She-Hulk.
Dude, I don't know how because it's just not a good show.
I don't know. All I know is I'm excited for the new Daredevil seasons.
Yes. Now that is they teased that
if they don't destroy it.
Well, they teased Daredevil at the end of the last She-Hulk episode. So,
well, imagine all these characters come together and Deadpool
kills them.
Oh yeah.
They could do Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe in movie form. They did it in the comics.
You know, speaking of resurrections and bringing characters back from pretty much the dead, they need to bring back Spawn.
You know what?
And Michael J. White should still be Spawn.
Was that Michael J. White?
Yes, and that motherfucker knows how to fight.
Michael J. White's legit.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. He's one of the, like, not only, but he's one of the actors who are legit fighters, and it's Spawn, so it doesn't take a whole lot of good acting, and I'm not saying he's a bad actor.
I think we're ready for Spawn.
He was actually in Arrow. Do you remember? Did you watch Arrow?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, he was in prison with them.
Yeah.
And it was a really...
No, Michael J. White did. I first saw him in one of the... I think it was direct-to-video, Never Back Down. At least I think that was Michael J. White. It might have been somebody else. I know who Michael J. White is. I'm just... Yeah, he's good.
Imagine if Brandon Lee and Bruce Lee were still alive. Imagine the movies they'd be putting out.
You know what? Brandon Lee maybe.
Bruce Lee too.
Here's the thing,
that dude would have been nimble into his 90s.
Well, no, and I predict that Bruce... Because here's the thing.
He also loved his speed, so actually probably not. It probably wouldn't happen for him.
Well, it wasn't that he loved speed, as everyone in Hollywood loved speed back then.
Yeah, I know, but he was specifically. He was in the Pacific.
Well, so did...
he was in California, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So did Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash loved his speed. They all did.
How the song I can't
down in a burning ring of fire. Going down.
I like Johnny Cash. I like Johnny Cash when he sings other people's songs.
I've never liked Johnny Cash. I can't.
I hurt. No, dude. There was a meme, and it says when you go to sit down and you sit on your nuts, and it says I hurt myself today.
Now Dewey Cox.
That was fun. Oh my gosh, Dewey Cox. Dewey Cox, you don't want no part of this shit.
It's non-habit forming.
We are getting all over the place.
For God's sakes, we can't live in a candy house.
Who was our hater?
Melt all the candy. Our number one fan?
Casey Kasem, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
No, I swear it said Casey Kasem. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And I was like, Are you like? Did you steal the name from Scooby Doo? Because that's the voice actor for Shaggy and the original voice actor.
I think
Casey
it's
Kasem.
him.
But the thing is, though, he spells it with 2 C's. The hater does, and Casey Kasem is spelled with 2 K's. I'm pretty sure. And I'm just like, oh no, he was hating hardcore.
I think he was masturbating.
I called him out, and I was like, hey, why don't you come on the podcast? And we'll have our little chat, and I don't know why I'm saying twice, but because we can have conversations even when we disagree. Now it's not just because we're friends.
We're capable of having.
I can have a conversation with anybody I disagree with, and I never throw the first stone. But as soon as you throw it out, I got a sharp tongue.
Yeah, he does. Where is this fucker? I mean, this wonderful, nuanced, intelligent human being. I don't want to name drop because that might be his real name.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I just yelled into the mic. Sorry.
It wasn't the right name.
No, I'm wrong.
So. But I don't, because I
regardless, it would have been funny, though.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Like Zoinks, he's a fucking retard. Scoob! Yeah, I don't want to name drop him.
Nah, we're not.
He's probably watching.
No.
Hey, buddy, make sure to clean up your giz.
That wasn't him, though.
Yeah, I know he wouldn't have liked the video. What I find so funny about those videos, though, that all the hateful comments on all of them, but the like to dislike ratio was well in our favor.
Yes.
Like the one, there were a couple I thought would be straight down the middle, and they're like in the high 60s, low 70s percentage. Like, so the silent, which is funny because this points out to a phenomenon that we've been talking about for years. The whole like silent majority versus loud minority is like a lot of the comment. I love that. That's sexy. But a lot of the people who are comment and are vocal do not represent the majority, and this is everything, particularly in politics, except Deadpool fandom.
I don't feel like my mic's working.
Because everybody loves Deadpool.
Everybody loves Deadpool. Even little girls who think that just because they love Ryan Reynolds, they believe Deadpool can solo any character in the MCU. And then we have to calmly remind them.
He can.
He can't solo any character.
Yes, he can, because all Deadpool needs is an eraser.
I didn't say erase. I said solo.
Okay,
that means fight one-on-one.
You have to establish the rules.
Fourth wall breaking. Taken away. Deadpool has healing factor and is an excellent swordsman.
Combatant.
Basically, yeah, excellent combatant. So,
which really, though, if you have that kind of healing factor, do you really need to be all that, like, you wouldn't really need to be all that good at fighting. He is, but you'd basically just outlast everyone.
Pretty much. He probably would live longer than Logan. I don't think Logan is immortal.
It's hard to say because that's a flat out long theory, which is one of the reasons I took issue with Logan appearing so old in Logan, because like with his healing, it's well established in the lore that with his healing factor, he's not immortal in the sense that he'll never die, but he's immortal in the sense that nobody knows when he will die because his body, along with Deadpool, they just keep regenerating.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, our actual human cell structure is genetically not modified, genetically predisposed, or what's the word? It's just going to happen. Your cell structure eventually is going to die, and they stop replicating, and that's what causes aging, and that eventually causes death. Because your cells stop multiplying and creating new ones, and then the old ones just die off, and that's why you die.
Now, I think that process is slowing down. I truly believe that, because if you look. Compare, even when we were younger, compare somebody in their 60s now to somebody in their 60s back then.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hell, not even that long ago. Like, look at teens in the early 90s and then late 80s. Like, teens that were like 17, 18 years old, they looked like they were 25, 26, our generation.
Yeah. Like
and
I said,
like, or even older, 30.
Well, like shit, I can. Yeah, exactly.
Well, they also probably smoke tons of cigarettes.
Well, yeah, but I mean
also
that
did
would
all kinds of bad
contribute.
stuff.
That would contribute to something like that.
Yeah.
And then things like hairstyle and style plays a part. But you know, I can remember when I was young, my grandparents, they looked old and they were like 61, 62.
Right.
And now I know tons of people that are in their mid 60s.
Maybe it's just our.
It's got a little bit to do with our perception, but
that's what I'll say. Maybe it's our perception, but the thing is,
but
like,
even
my parents are 65, and or not even 65. Yeah, they're 62, 63, and I'm just like, they don't seem that old.
Well, but even look at celebrities that are, which I know that's a terrible comparison, but you know, celebrities from even the 80s when they were older compared, like, I'm trying to think. Tom Selleck, how old is Tom Selleck now? I mean, shit. 80. So yeah, in the 80s he would have been, you know, in his 50s, 60s. Wait, no, 40s.
Yeah.
But he looked like he was.
You know what's funny is, have you seen Gwen Stefani lately?
Not lately.
She doesn't even look like Gwen Stefani. She said that she didn't get any work done, but her lips are puffy and her face is like.
Yeah, just
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, just
call
like,
the back, girl.
Yeah, yeah, just like how Kylie Jenner only uses lipstick.
But you know who else uses lipstick?
Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool.
I should have said Deadpool.
So what do we think? Well, I mean, I'm saying
so
we're hive mind.
I have.
We are
We're
many.
Venom.
But yeah, we are Venom. That works too.
The whole We Are Venom thing is a play on the We Are Legion.
He's Eddie Brock. I'm Venom. Nice to meet you.
I just want a normal life.
Fuck their scar.
Shit. Okay, so I actually have another thing to admit. A while back, I'd seen a post-credit scene from Logan where Deadpool goes to Logan's grave and has this like green syringe thing. And I found out today, because I was researching for the podcast, and I'm really glad I checked because I was about to sound like a fucking moron. That was a fan-made post-credit scene.
Oh, yeah, but still, that would be amazing.
Well, and the whole reason I was in doubt is because of the way Ryan Reynolds kind of revealed that Hugh Jackman was going to be Wolverine.
Hey, Hugh.
They did another video where they're sitting on the couch, which that one's funny too.
Were they talking about it?
Yeah, but they specifically say that's like, how are we going to handle Logan? He's like, well, Logan takes place in 2029, so that hasn't happened.
And then the song comes on.
Yeah, which
I was like, tell me.
Well, I watched another video where a guy did a pretty decent job of lip reading it, and they're basically just they're goofing off. But I could tell at the end, Hugh Jackman's like, it's going to be awesome. You guys are going to fucking love it. But here's the thing, because Ryan Reynolds is a friggin' genius, I think they laid out a fight scene that's going to happen fairly early in the movie between Deadpool and Logan. Because at one point, they make a motion where like Wolverine's going to stab Deadpool in the head, but he's fine.
They need to do that fan-made thing that you were talking about. Him going up with a thing of green juice. I mean, he's from the fourth wall. I mean, he could break the fourth wall. So let him bring him back from the dead, because technically, right now, Deadpool is the only character who can do that. I mean, other than, I don't know, maybe Thanos. Can he bring people back from the dead with a proper stone?
No, I don't think so.
Can't with a proper stone?
Maybe with the...
No, that's DC. Lazarus Pit.
Yeah. I'm going to throw you in the Lazarus Pit.
Yeah, but we're not going to collect your soul, so you're going to come back as a mindless Batman.
Oh, like Jason Todd. Well, it depends on which version you're talking about, because in some versions he just comes back crazy.
There was like 8 different versions in that one movie.
This is true. Oh, are you talking about
I went
Death
down
in the Family?
I went down a rabbit hole last night and watched, like, I didn't watch the actual shows, but I watched like a ton of YouTube videos on them. And I'm like, I need to watch these movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good.
Under the Red Hood looks amazing.
It's my favorite Batman movie, hands down.
Because Jason Todd's like a freaking crazy
It's not that
vigilante.
dude. The story is just so good. So good. And I love... So yeah, you got to watch that and Young Justice.
Oh,
because Young Justice is really good.
We're in the wrong universe right now.
Yeah. Well, Deadpool could cross over into any universe.
That would be hilarious. Oh, I love Batman.
I think they did it at one point. It was like a one-shot thing. I could be wrong.
And if they do Batman, it's got to be Christian Bale since he's smaller. You know.
Well, we already touched. There's a short that went up recently about the possibility of a Batman multiverse movie. DC.
That would be
Come on, Marvel's whooping your ass.
DC's like half foot in the grave.
DC fucked up Batman, so I don't even like. They're done. We
liked Ben Affleck as Batman.
I loved Batfleck.
You know, like it was not a bad Bat flick. But this guy hated Pattinson. I thought he was great.
To be fair, I hated Pattinson well before he was Batman.
See, his hatred for Pattinson.
Yeah,
he just couldn't let go. Because the thing is,
nobody can convince me otherwise.
He just wanted to kill that angsty emo teenager and become the Batman, and he did, and he became an older angsty emo.
What?
I don't know. There was no meaning there. But anyway, so
if you can watch the review we did of the Batman, it's on the channel.
Yeah, it was pretty funny too, you know. But
But the thing of it is, it was unintentionally funny.
The movie itself was when he. But the thing is, you got to think it was the second year.
I'm still laughing my ass off
when he did that in the theater, like, and he pulled the whatever it was, and his suit just blew up full of like helium or whatever it was.
He reminded me of Jesse from Breaking Bad when he.
Oh yeah, but no. As soon as he did that, like both me and him in the theater were laughing, and I was just like, it was hilarious.
It's unintentionally funny though.
Yeah.
And I still crack up thinking about when he got shot with a shotgun.
Now, I'm just saying right now, when it comes to Deadpool and Wolverine, this is going to be stupid funny, but also very action-filled. I'm just... When is this coming? Has it just started?
September 2023. No. Or 2024.
No, that's an issue, guys. You're going to need to pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Those are rookie numbers. When was it? I can't remember if it was 23 or 24.
2024. Swear to God.
Release date.
They need to do it after the election.
September 6, 2024.
They need to do it after the election.
Which
actually, no, do it before just in case.
Well, actually, that would still be before the election.
Nuked or something.
Because the election is in. Which, speaking of, we were kind of touching on this before. Our political talk tends to increase during election years, so we'll probably in October, we'll do like a 2022 election prediction thing.
Yeah.
But typically, because we started the podcast during
the presidential debates between
Biden and Trump.
The guy who's calling out the dead person. Did you see that today? Or it wasn't today. Anyway, we're not going to get talking on that.
I saw it yesterday.
Wolverine and Deadpool. But anyway, so I don't know. Like, who is it? Is there going to be a big bad? Are they the big bads towards each other? Is it just going to be them fighting? Like,
well,
how are they even going to make this a movie?
The Deadpool movies are very unique, and one key aspect is because these are movies that they shouldn't be good movies, but I mean they're not works of cinematic masterpiece. But they are not bad movies. You know, they've got decent story structure. The threats are usually credible, which is hilarious considering it's Deadpool. And the second one was really kind of blew me away in terms of how good it was for what it was.
Yeah, I just love it in the fourth wall when Deadpool keeps breaking it. He's talking about how they can only afford so many actors.
That's so funny.
I was like, okay, see, now that's just Ryan Reynolds for you. Like Deadpool's a smartass, but the thing is, I feel like Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. Well, obviously, I forgot he was Deadpool in X-Men or
X-Men Origins. Wolverine.
You know, so I keep forgetting about that, and that was like what 2003, 2004.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, he was meant to be that character, but I don't think Deadpool ever left him. But his character of Deadpool before, what was his name? What's Deadpool's real name?
Wade Wilson.
Is it Wade Wilson? Okay, yep. Okay, sorry. I was getting ready, for some reason I was getting ready to say Slade, and I was like, no, that's not.
Here, this will be a good short. Well, so for those of you who don't know, Wade Wilson is just a parody of Slade Wilson. He's a parody of Deathstroke.
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember Deadpool, Deathstroke.
Yeah.
But anyway, like,
so that's
Deadpool never left Ryan Reynolds.
No. That's the role he was born to play.
No, that's where I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong again. When he was Wade Wilson in X-Men Wolverine's Origins, he was not a smart-ass mercenary.
Sure he was.
He wasn't really, not in that. Was. Like, they said he had I don't know, maybe I have to go back and watch it.
No, he was a smart-ass.
Was he?
Well, that's why Stryker ended up sewing his mouth shut, because he was such a smart-ass.
And then they wanted to call him Deadpool, and then sew his mouth shut, and then not give him the suit, and then give him laser eyes. It was like, what the hell were you guys thinking?
That's what pissed fans off, is because it's like he's literally the merc with a mouth, and you took away his mouth.
Well, that's the problem. Like, the true fans in that day and age were so small, but the thing is, they grew very quickly after they heard Deadpool was going to be in it, and then they educated people who did not know about Deadpool.
I'm also a little bit different, because I don't. It's not that I gatekeep fandom. It's just that sometimes I think fandom is undeserved. But at the end of the day, I also recognize that, I knew of Deadpool. I'd read a little bit of the Deadpool comics. I liked the character before, like the Deadpool movie proper. When I heard that, I was excited when I heard Ryan Reynolds was going to be Deadpool again. But it was going to be truer. I thought that was awesome.
See, I was on your Batman level when I heard that. I was like, oh, Ryan Reynolds is going to be Deadpool again.
I've always liked Ryan Reynolds. But see,
I didn't hate him.
I don't blame you for that because you'd seen Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
But as a kid, I didn't understand the difference between blaming the actor and blaming the writers.
Yeah, because a lot of times it's all the studio
and
or the director.
Some adults grow up to blame the actors when you need to blame the writers.
Yeah, which is why I don't blame Chris Hemsworth for Thor: Love and Thunder. I blame Taika Cohen.
He hates that guy. He hates Korg. Korg is awesome and he's great.
He's
addition to the movie. And
have you seen Love and Thunder yet?
Not yet.
Okay, my main beef with in Ragnarok I didn't like the character, but he had a role to play. In Love and Thunder, he's purely there to tell jokes and not even good ones. So I really disliked him. And
well, we'll see. I'll have to watch it soon because this guy, our joke stuff's maybe on a little different level.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
I guess my philosophy when it comes to stuff like that is when it comes to entertainment, anything is forgivable as long as it is funny and is contributing to the story or the plot or the medium, whatever it may be. For example, like you can have a very offensive piece of art, but if the point of it... Okay, I'm going to segue here, but it'll make sense. So you've probably never heard of this anime before, but it's called Elfen Lied.
Elephant Lied?
Elfen Lied. It's German for elf song. But for those of you who are familiar with it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just the name. It's extremely gory. There's a lot of nudity. I wouldn't call it overly sexualized nudity. It just... At first glance, it appears to be for shock value, but it all contributes to the plot and the story. Like, it's brutal. It's fucking brutal. But it is necessary for the story to be told in the most effective way possible. Now, if it was just gratuitous violence, because I'm trying to think of another example, probably there's another anime called Gantz where I didn't really get into it, but it was kind of like gory for the sake of being gory. That I didn't care for as much. So it's not the gore that bothered me. It was just the fact it's like if you put gore in something for the sake of it being gory, then I roll my eyes. But if it serves a purpose, same thing with... That's one of the reasons why I couldn't get it in Game of Thrones, because everybody's like, oh, you got to watch the first 2 seasons, then it gets really good. But I've heard a lot of other people say it's like, oh, but there's nudity in it. It's like,
who cares?
If I want nudity, like I've got the internet if I want to see boobs.
Right.
If I'm watching Game of Thrones, it's not for boobs.
So someone said that. They're like, oh, you don't want to see dragon princesses.
I can just look up the clips online if I want to see it that bad.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I just like...
I've never... I'm probably... I don't know. I didn't get into Game of Thrones.
I couldn't. I tried.
I tried. I literally watched like half of the first season, and it just...
I know there are some people that love it, and I'm not... See, I don't hate Game of Thrones as much as some other properties, because I get it. Some people really love it. I just could never get into it.
And I don't... the funny thing is, I love medieval stuff because we grew up watching Lord of the Rings, and hell,
that's probably one of the other reasons I can't really.
I
can't. The OG
drop. This is the VHS version of Return of the King, and it's the cartoon. And I think I have.
You have the Lord of the Rings too, and I think you have the Hobbit.
No, I don't have the Hobbit. I watched it online.
That's right. Yeah, I have all of them on DVD.
The never-ending story.
You know what? That's another. I watched that recently as an adult. It's not nearly as good as it was when I was a kid.
It's still a great movie. It's just corny.
It doesn't really make that much sense, especially in the beginning, because you're
say my name. It's like, why? And that's just a part of it, Now he said her name.
When you're an adult, that has a lot different context.
Say my name. What's my name?
Wade Wilson.
You're goddamn right.
Oh, jeez. Some people don't like Breaking Bad.
I don't get that.
I probably wouldn't get along with these people, but hey, if you
I was that person for a very long time. I literally said, the town I lived in, I was like, I don't need to watch Breaking Bad. I live in this town. There are plenty of meth heads. And then I watched it, and I realized it's not just about meth heads.
And then
it's about an empire.
All the meth heads were like, you got to watch it. The meth in there's blue.
But yeah, that was a great
Speaking of
show.
which, fun Easter egg, because I know you like The Walking Dead. I've told you this, but I'm telling people this for the podcast. In season 1,
did you know
when T-Dog?
No, did you know?
T-Dog got sick, right? In season 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a did you know? It's a possibility.
No. It's legit. It was confirmed by the people at AMC.
It's not confirmed.
It is.
No, it's still.
Man, I saw that shit. Anyway, so in season 1 of The Walking Dead, when T-Dog gets the infection, and I think it's Dale.
Merle Dixon.
No, Daryl takes it out.
Oh, yeah, and he's like, yeah, man.
Yeah, when I think it's Dale who asks if anybody, he's like, oh, you need antibiotics, and Daryl takes out that bag full of drugs. There's a little bag of the blue meth in there. And it was confirmed by, I forget the name of the person, one of the producers.
I think Merle Dixon is the one who said, it was either Merle Dixon or Dell Dixon. Is that his name? Not Dale. Daryl. Jesus Christ! I watched the show.
I was like, you're talking about
Daryl Dixon or Merle Dixon. They were talking about a guy who always said bitch, and so that they were preluding to.
Yeah, but they
Jesse
were in
Pinkman.
New Mexico, and The Walking Dead was in Georgia.
Yeah, but it's Merle Dixon and friggin' Daryl. They could have been anywhere before there. They could have just ended up there.
I don't know. They seem like the types that would have been from Georgia, or at least the South. They have.
And if you think about it, Jesse Pinkman, I mean, technically after ran off from El Camino, I mean, he went down to Mexico. I thought
he went north.
Did he go north?
I thought he went. Yeah, I thought he went.
Well, then
north.
maybe he made his way back down south in Georgia or something.
You never know. It's a fun little Easter egg.
That is a fun one. Clean that up a little bit. Use that as a short.
That's the beauty of the shorts is I can take a 3-minute video and cut out the bullshit, which is kind of why they're great. At first, I was concerned that it would lose some of the context, but really, it kind of helps because our format this is just a conversation. It's not like a real structured piece. Occasionally, depending on the subject matter, occasionally we'll have notes and whatnot. But
very rarely.
It's supposed to be. We kind of try to rip off the Joe Rogan model, and sometimes we'll go all over the place. But it's meant to be a conversation.
I don't even feel like he has a model.
He doesn't. It's purely a conversation.
And like the way he's able to stick on topics is amazing.
Well, but it depends on who's on there because they go all over the place all the time.
Yeah, it depends, But the thing is, you're just seeing someone and you've known for a long time. But the thing is, Joe Rogan, before his podcast, wasn't even super popular. He was popular, but he was not as popular as he is now.
Speaking of Joe Rogan, so that TV show he was on, News Radio, it's on Peacock now.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either, but I'm going to watch it because he looks really hilarious. Yeah.
I've seen some clips. Have you watched him stand-up?
Oh, yeah. I love Joe Rogan's stand-up. Yeah. But it looks like a legitimately funny show, and I've even heard him saying, I don't know, because I think it ran for 4 seasons, which at the time that's impressive that's impressive now for a sitcom, but and that 70s show is back on streaming. It's on Peacock as well, so thank God.
So, not this coming Thursday, but the next Thursday I'm going to be in Florida.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do a Zoom call. And we're not going to do anything crazy or anything like that. Just talk normally.
You're still going to Florida?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Panama City.
Oh.
It didn't get hit at all.
Oh, okay.
You know, because the thing is, everybody was saying that, you know, they were talking about Hurricane Ian. And Hurricane Ian was actually supposed to hit Tampa Bay, but it shifted at the last minute. And it fucked up Fort Myers.
Yeah, I heard
Fort Myers, Sanibel Island. I've actually been there. It's right off of Fort Myers, but the thing is, it's, you know, just a little tiny island. But it was like so flooded. There was houses on fire. It's crazy what happened down there. And you know,
which, by the way,
prayers and thoughts for
Floridians,
anyone down there. You know, we're with you.
I've seen some of the videos of people getting rescued because you're right. It took a sudden turn because I didn't know that at the time.
I was supposed to hit Tampa Bay and then just took a turn.
I was wondering why so many people got caught off guard, and then I heard that it had shifted.
Luckily, it was. Luckily, the actual hurricane was. It got smaller, so it went from a Category 3 to a Category 2. So I mean, I'm not saying any life loss is you know, detrimental, but or not detrimental is horrible. Yeah. But I mean, you know, it could have been so much worse. And you know, thinking back to Hurricane Katrina.
Well, Ron
DeSantis,
how that
happened, but
Ron DeSantis, from what I understand, did a pretty good job of preparing.
But the thing is, though, the people in
and FEMA, I know FEMA was already.
They didn't have enough time to get a lot of people out.
Right,
because
that's what I'm thinking. It shifted.
You know, so.
But I guess they had. At the time it was supposed to make landfall, they had 700 FEMA people and then like 5,000 National Guardsmen out.
And on top of that, with all the states that, including our state of Indiana, and then even a blue state, you know, helped out Florida.
Which is good.
Which is a good thing because at the end of the day, we're all Americans, you know, and, you know, we got to stop fighting each other. It's so dumb. You can have opinions and still be friends.
Well, you know what? I was listening. I'm pretty sure it was Bill Maher. And I know some people, I've always liked Bill Maher. I don't agree with everything he says, but
no, and you shouldn't agree with everything.
No, it's just like I like Ben Shapiro, and I don't agree with everything he says.
Hell no, but I do love Ben Shapiro. I like.
Oh, I love. Which, speaking of which, he's starting to sport a beard.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's starting to grow one out. It's not bad. It's not bad.
At least he's not the Cruz type of beard.
Hey, I will say, the best thing Ted Cruz ever did was grow a beard, cover up that ball sack for a chin. It still doesn't make him sound any tougher, but it does kind of help with the illusion.
You know, besides President Lincoln, have we ever had another president with a beard?
Oh yeah, Grant, Hayes.
See, this. Anytime I have a history question, I go to this guy.
Oh no, there's.
He knows all about
Garfield, I think.
Manscaping. Manscaped 2.0.
Hey, Manscaped. I mean, we'll totally plug the lawnmower and just let us know. Call our people, and our people is us. Speaking of sponsors, though, you want to let them know about the sponsor of tonight's podcast a little bit.
Yes, OMG CBD. We are a small smoke shop in Columbus, Indiana, and our address is 935 2nd Street. You can find all kinds of items in there from D8 edibles and tinctures as well. Got dog treats. We even have cat treats. You know, if you have a cat that's really anxiety ridden, you know, some CBD can help them out. But other than that, we have tons of other fun stuff that I won't go into on YouTube because I don't know what is bannable or get us in trouble. But everything's legal. You know, we sell it in there. So in the state of Indiana, it's legal too. So anyway, check out our Facebook is OMG CBD, and
also on Instagram.
Oh yeah, we're also on Instagram.
And speaking of Instagram, Average Intelligence Podcast is also on Instagram now. So, and gonna plug us for a second here, but there is a reason you should follow us on all the socials. So
yeah, because if we have some type of
for example, we try to put all the content on all the platforms, but however, like RT Media on TikTok has clips from Average Intelligence and Down the Middle, but it also has some TikTok only content. And then what happened though is we put a short where the only thing we said was Andrew Tate's name, and it got a community guidelines violation for 2 days. Now they ended up putting it back because I appealed it, but you know, if you were only subscribed on TikTok, you wouldn't have seen that short.
Oh, and by the way, to address some haters that we recently had, they acted like we were like supreme followers of Andrew Tate. We watched some of his stuff. This guy a little more.
I'm a bigger fan than you.
He's a bigger fan, but the thing is, it's not like
I'm entertained by him.
Yes, it's not like you follow everything someone does.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm in Hustlers University.
Yeah, I mean, I was, but it wasn't for me, so I ended my subscription.
Yeah.
So.
But we're still not gonna tell you about it.
Yeah, nothing.
Other than if it's the right fit for you, it'll be great for you, and if it's not the right fit, then you won't get anything out of it.
Even if
anything else.
Even if you want to get in, you can't right now without getting an invitation.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew they were gonna do that, but I didn't know that they.
Yep, they did it.
Yeah, all you people out there who think that you're taking Andrew Tate down, you're doing exactly what he wants you to do. Hate to break it to you.
That's the same way Trump did it.
Yeah, it's the exact same way.
The thing is, when you don't like someone, just don't talk about them.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do.
Literally how you defeat them.
It's funny.
You don't make them relevant.
It's funny. I said that on the podcast too, on our Proud Boys episode, when I said, you know how you defeat neo-Nazis?
Stop talking about it.
No, you let them have their march and nobody come.
Oh gosh, yeah, because that's more embarrassing. The people there, they're just gonna be like.
Well, and then I also in that episode, see, you learn stuff on here too. I almost said shit.
Stuff.
You learn stuff on here too, because I also let some people know that Nazis in America having public displays is nothing new. It goes back to the 1930s, and they've been doing it ever since. They actually sold out Madison Square Garden, which is just impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Granted, this was before it got really bad, but.
Right.
But yeah, and then we also had a wonderful conversation. I believe it was on that same episode, or it was one of the what was his name for Manfred.
Manfred Manchester.
Yeah, our friend from Austria. You should come back.
Yeah, you were like one of the only ones that actually would typed in.
I had fun,
and we actually conversed. It was very fun.
That being said, so you can see it. You can follow RT Media on TikTok. Average Intelligence Podcast on Instagram, also YouTube. And then there's an official website now, which you can also, any of the audio platforms. Yeah, link is down below, which is cool because that's kind of everything. It goes into, has all the audio podcasts if you prefer to listen on desktop for any reason. There's going to be some YouTube content put on there. There's blog. There's going to be a blog on there that I'm going to try to do my best to stay fairly... not consistent. What's the word I'm looking for? Not common. I'm going to try to put, for lack of a better word, consistent blog posts on there. I can't think of the word I want to say, but
consistent works.
Yeah, but that makes it sound like a job, and it's not. I'm purely doing it for my own enjoyment.
Oh. Okay.
And I don't think you've seen this yet. So right now there is a page devoted to the All Events Welcome Championship.
I saw that.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun making that. That was pretty sweet.
And anyone can join?
Well, no, that belt has been retired.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is it all our old stuff?
Yeah. But it also enshrines Benji as the greatest, last, and forever, perennially, the reigning, defending, undisputed All Events Welcome champion.
Beat you in a coin toss. Beat me in a staring contest.
Beat the shit out of both of us.
And the thing is, I'm the best when it comes to staring contests.
Beat the shit out of both of us in Uno and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the BOAT.
He was the best of all time.
Both
Rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah. But that being said, we had a lot of fun with that, so we're going to be probably next year, I would think. We're going to be unveiling a new, more exciting and prettier championship that will be up for grabs. You've seen the proof. You know.
Well, yes, to be determined.
I think we'll start that one out the same way with the Cards Against Humanity.
That shit is funny, but the thing is, the only problem is like I said, doing it live, it's just so much downtime, dead time, and and it's not as entertaining as cutting in and cutting out. But the thing is, though, that gives you tons of content.
Yep. But then the other, those would make much better shorts than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
That
I'm
shit's
going to
funny.
stop using those as clips and make them all shorts. But
I don't think clips are doing that well.
no, but that's a totally different.
But we need that watch time, guys.
Yeah, so the clips, basically what we've been doing is we used to do a bunch of clips. Now the clips are only really for things that require more time. For example, I think one of the more recent clips
Maybe
I did.
go on an explanation of something.
Yeah, like it's a bigger point to make, which I know will get less views, but it's just to make the bigger point. So the clips are really more for information, whereas the shorts are more for entertainment. But there are some fun
If you're
facts
not
in
watching
there.
them, you're missing out.
Yeah, you really are. That's why you should subscribe.
Yeah, and, I hope that our new subscribers are happy with their content.
And
So-
if you're not, all you got to do is tell us. Like, if you want us to talk about a topic, just tell us in the comments. If you want to make fun of us, I mean,
Yeah, and we're definitely
not-
open to talking. I'm very good at responding,
yeah, you are actually. Some of your responses are quite.
and I try not to be mean ever because it's just stupid.
It's hard though when a commenter's being mean.
Well, see,
It's one thing to have a discussion, but
and that's why if I can't think of something, then that's why I told you that one day I was like, I don't have anything. What do you have? And then I came up with something, and I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to step back from the situation, calm down, and then be like, do they really hate their life that much?
Yes.
They took time out of their day to comment on your video that they hate you. And it's like, you must hate yourself, because the thing is, you don't think your self-worth is enough that you need to comment on someone's video.
like I said, it's one thing to disagree with someone and to
Oh
argue
yeah, and
a
I've done that
point.
plenty of times on YouTube. I'll disagree, but I'm not gonna say you're dumb
Well, and I think I've made
unless they
this.
cook a steak wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Then we kindly but firmly ask them to leave. But no, I think I made this point in the podcast too. Is like it's very difficult. Like if you want to change someone's mind, it's very difficult to start that process by insulting them, because then they're unreceptive to anything you say, and that's just human nature. I don't care who it is, because I will admit when people started like jumping down my throat, I'm like, okay, yeah, I probably didn't use the super correct wording, but I was also trying to explain my thought process, and I was saying, for those of you who know, in the short in question, I was explaining why I'm really confused as to whether I would call myself an atheist or an agnostic. But everyone in the comments is like, oh, you don't even know what an atheist is. I'm like, did you watch it?
See, and that's the thing that confuses a lot of people, because the thing is, when it comes to definitions, there are several definitions for one word in the English language.
Well, not only
and
that,
they're
all you
not-
people who were like talking about like, well, it's just like, you don't even know what the difference is. Blah, 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 blah. You're kind of proving my point about atheists. Not for nothing.
Yeah, and
Militant atheists, not atheists in general.
it makes zero sense.
Do you think Deadpool's an atheist?
No,
Really?
no.
What?
I think he believes in God.
I'm curious. Unpack that. Let's unpack that.
The reason being is because, I mean, maybe in a previous life, I'm getting ready to go on the Alex Jones rant right now. The aliens on the moon. That was almost
Oh my
a
God,
full
that's
around, and
another-
that almost came full circle, and that would have been like one of the best clips on the internet.
You know what? That's one that I acknowledge too,
But the
because
thing
I
is-
learned something. That
You want to know what the
day.
funny thing is, though? Like, that was just me thinking of the things that I think and whatnot, and it just came out that way, and I was like, oh my God, I'm starting to sound like Alex Jones, and I need to stop. And
No,
I
but
did,
let-
and my brain shut off for the second, and I had to end it.
No, but here is one for the people who think that I won't admit I'm wrong. Somebody commented, they're like, you know that the moon doesn't rotate like that, right? And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't? And I looked at, I'm like, son of a bitch.
He didn't know, and, bless him, bless his little heart. He didn't know that the Earth and the moon rotate almost
At the same-
simultaneously, and we see the same side of the moon each time, and that's why you have all your
So
conspiracy theorists who believe the moon is fake, and there's a freaking what is that?
Dark side of the moon.
No, yeah, there's a dark side of the moon, but they think that the moon is fake, but there's a dome over the
yeah.
Earth. What do they call it? The firmament.
Oh,
There's all kinds of fun theories, but at the end of the day, they're just theories or fun stories. You can believe what you want to believe.
So basically, for 34 years, I'm sitting here thinking
He
that
thought
the
that the moon rotated.
I'm sitting here thinking that the phrase "dark side of the moon" had a completely different meaning because it didn't actually exist. So for anyone who thinks that I think my shit don't stink, I admitted in the comments, I was like, well...
He called himself out on it.
I'm stupid.
So anyway, Deadpool believing in God. Now, I don't say, any religion. I just say believe in God.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, and I don't even necessarily think he believes. I mean, I would imagine he believes in God. And the reason I say that is because maybe in a past life he was such a prick, and God put him in this life as someone who lives forever and is basically just killed forever, and he's insane pretty much. So the thing is, coming back to it, what's the worst hell for him, because he gets if he cares for anyone, he gets to watch them die.
That's a hot take. I like it.
So, and that doesn't necessarily prove he believes in God, but I just think that's a fun theory.
That's pretty horrible thought, actually. And he gets to be a clown for eternity. Like, literally, it's a literal
whether
case
he takes his mask off or not, he's fugly.
It's a literal dance monkey dance scenario. He exists to entertain us.
And actually, I believe in the comics, he was able to heal his face, but he chose not to.
I thought the logic was that he can heal... He can't heal anything that happened to him up to the point where his mutant gene was activated, which is why he can't heal his face, because it was damaged before... his
I knew that from the movies, maybe.
I thought that was a lot, and I'm sure there are various.
I feel like in the comics he was able to heal his face, but he chose not to.
There might have been in one incarnation, because there are various.
Well, it was because he actually learned how to, instead of like it happening autonomously, wait, nani. But anyway, so I think he figured out how to, on command, be able to heal. Rather than being autonomous. I love that word. Autonomous.
It's right up there with hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. What was the Cobra Kai? Oh, the silver bullet. Hiya!
You like that, huh?
Oh, jeez. Thomas Ian Griffith. That's the actor who plays it.
Yeah, Quicksilver.
Did you know he was in Highlander?
Who would he play in Highlander?
I think a big bad.
I mean, he wasn't the big bad. Not in the first Highlander, anyway.
It was like the second or third one.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
How was there a second Highlander?
There can only be one.
That's what I'm saying. The tagline in the movie is there can be only one.
There can only be one, but the thing is, someone can rise up to claim the Highlander.
But he killed the last one. And that was the end of Highlander.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Dude, I rewatched. I'm not gonna lie.
They need to bring those back.
No, they can leave those right the hell alone.
leave them in the '80s where they belong.
Yeah, freaking Raiden, the first Raiden. Raiden did a. I forget the actor's name.
Christopher Lloyd.
No, it's Christopher something.
Christopher Lloyd. Marty.
Great Scott! There can be only one.
Wow.
Hit your kids, Marty. We got to do something about your kids. They're immortal.
Your kids, they're
nerds.
The Family Guy one. They're dating black, or something like that. They're dating black people, and then both Marty and the wife, right. They're like, why does that matter? And he's just like, you don't care? Okay. It's like, get the hell out of here, you racist.
See, Back to the Future, too, that's another set of movies that really, they just shouldn't touch. They're perfect, leave them alone. And to Robert Zemeckis' credit, he pretty much said just that. It's like, listen, we did what we did, it's done, leave it. I think we learned our lesson with Indiana Jones.
They're making a new one.
God damn it. Stop!
Harrison Ford was just talking about it.
Jesus.
The Crystal Skulls wasn't horrible.
Yes, it was. It was god-awful. It was
wasn't
terrible.
That bad. The original movies were god-awful, but the thing is, I loved them.
They were not. You shut your whore mouth.
No, hold on. Let me finish. I love them, but for what they are, for the 80s and
Kalima.
90s, they were terrible.
Kalima Shaktide.
And you'd be like, oh no, that's terrible. Are you doing a impression of me?
No, it's the guy from Temple of Doom who was about to rip the dude's heart out.
No, forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh god,
when Jonah was anyway. So so Wolverine. I'm excited as shit about.
Oh, dude, this is gonna be great, and we will. Trust me. Well, I don't foresee a reason why we wouldn't be doing the podcast in 2024. That's an election year. Tons of views. But
and hopefully by then we'll have an actual studio.
Yeah. Provided we're still doing the podcast then, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, there
might not be a world.
Yeah, exactly. We might be over, but...
I mean, because I don't want to...
You know what would really suck? Is if the world ended on 9/5/24. The day before Deadpool 3 comes out. That'd be some shit.
I don't think God will allow Deadpool to die like that.
No, he's got to serve out his sentence.
Well, the thing is, even if Deadpool gets launched out into space, he will still survive. He will just be out of breath for eternity until he finds another planet.
Could you suffocate Deadpool, though? Well, no, hear me out. I think that might be the one way you could kill him.
His cells regenerate.
But his cells still need oxygen.
I understand that, but the thing is they regenerate. So therefore, they're going to regenerate, need oxygen, die. Regenerate, need oxygen. It's going to be a big circle.
Hold on. So by virtue of that logic, you could not drown Wolverine, but I'm pretty sure you could drown his ass.
I don't know. You can drown Bruce Willis. Dumb shit.
There you go.
I was so mad when they killed him off in the third one.
Well, I mean...
He died in a puddle. Talking about...
Unbreakable.
The Unbreakable trilogy.
The movie you're talking about is Glass, but the trilogy.
Which, by the way, that trilogy is amazing. Up until the end fight.
I still need to watch the last two. I did watch Unbreakable. They've gone over my radar.
Beast, though, man. Like, oh, that was so...
McAvoy is a fucking genius.
He is a beast.
He's a genius. But anyway, I need to watch...
Patricia.
I need to watch the second two movies, but I enjoyed Unbreakable quite a bit.
You haven't seen the second two?
Nope, not yet. They're on the list.
But you already know he...
Yeah, I know the concept. I know the glasses.
Sorry.
I know the glasses. Cool, because Glass reveals himself as the villain at the end of Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, though, is a great movie. Like, even if they didn't make any more, it was still a great standalone. I didn't know.
It was a standalone for the longest time.
It was a standalone for, 7-8 years?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say it was probably close to 10.
I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. I mean, I had no idea. And I didn't even know there was a second one.
I did not know originally.
I didn't know it was attached to that because the thing is, it was James... No, it wasn't James. Was it James McAvoy in the second one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was James McAvoy in the second one. And Bruce Willis was just in it for what? Oh, actually, you don't know.
I don't know.
I think he was in it. I can't remember.
Can't remember.
No, he was not in it.
So I'm also
this
is gonna get me some hate in the comments too. But I think you people are wrong. Once Upon a Deadpool is hilarious.
Isn't it just the first movie?
No, it's the second movie, but it's a PG-13 version of Deadpool 2, but they add to it because the whole setup is Deadpool kidnaps Fred Savage and does the whole bit from The Princess Bride where he reads him the story, but it's an adult Fred Savage. It's in the same bedroom set, except there's other Easter eggs in it, but he reads him the Deadpool 2 story, but it's PG-13. But throughout the movie, you cut back to and Fred Savage is pointing out plot holes in the movie, and he's like, "What's my favorite one?" He's like, "It would have been better if Marvel made it." And Deadpool's like, "We are Marvel." It was and he's like, "No, you're Sony." He's like, "You're a Marvel property," but it's kind of like if.
Hold up, Deadpool Sony?
Yeah. That's where the X-Men jokes come from, is because Sony didn't want to... So that gag was a literal rewrite that Ryan Reynolds put in because they literally cut the budget for the first movie. So they couldn't have as many other characters in it.
Did not know that.
Yeah. And then they play into the joke later in the second movie when you see Beast close the door. But what does Fred say? Fred Savage goes, "It's like if Nickelback played the Beatles. It's music, but it sucks." And then Deadpool defends Nickelback, and I agree with Deadpool.
What did he say about him?
I can't remember, but it's like he was basically saying they're a great band. I can't remember what Deadpool says.
You saw the meme I posted.
Yep.
And it said something about we have to question who the greatest musicians are of all time, and they had who was it?
The
Rolling Stones. And it's like, I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. And then it was just like basically the same things over and over again, like a pop song nowadays. And then you had that How You Remind Me song. Yeah. And I was like, that's scary. I know it's a meme and it is funny, but it's still true.
Well, and that especially spoke to me because, again, I admit that I have very different tastes, but I never cared for Rolling Stones either. I respect what they did for music, kind of like the Beatles, because I didn't really like the Beatles. I respect what they did for music, but I never got into them.
I didn't like the Beatles.
I did not like the Beatles.
I watched a fake documentary. I don't know if it's real or fake, but it's basically called Paul is Really Dead. And dude, seriously, like, you watch this thing, and you don't even have to be a Beatles fan, and you're just like,
with the power of LSD, there's no limit to what we can imagine.
Seriously, though, if you want to watch a crazy documentary, it's fun.
Do you think Nickelback is Deadpool's favorite band?
No.
What do you think Deadpool's favorite band is?
Salt and Pepper. What was the song that he kept playing on the bridge?
Well, he only played it once, but I don't remember who that was.
I remember that song was in the trailer, too.
Yeah. We do know what his favorite TV show is, though. That's well established.
What is it?
The Golden Girls.
I was getting ready to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Why? I should have just said
why? That show's hilarious. I slept on The Golden Girls for a very long time.
I watched it as a kid.
That's the problem. I'd seen it as a kid, and same with MASH. Watched MASH as a kid, didn't like it, and I was sick as fuck. Like, to the point where I couldn't sleep. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I knew I wasn't going to work the next day. I did, but... so it's 3 in the morning. I'm just channel surfing because this is back when I still had cable and I was married, so I had to go downstairs and be quiet because heaven forbid she wake up. But
he's not scoring at all from that.
No. It's not like I wasted 10 years of my life. But anyway, so I'm channel surfing and like there's nothing on, and at least I know what MASH is, and I'm like, oh, this is boring, so it'll probably at least put me to sleep. And I'm laughing my ass off. That show was funny as fuck. I ended up watching the whole series. Oh, dude, it's great.
The night?
No, not that night.
Oh, I was like, holy shit.
No, dude, that's like the longest. I think it's like 7 seasons.
Jeez, yeah, but the shows are only like 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, it fits into a half-hour time slot, but it's still...
Yeah, that's the great thing about half an hour. See, people like sleep on half-an-hour shows. Like, you know, it's like you can get an episode in 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, Cobra Kai's half an hour, and it doesn't feel like it.
Mm-mm. No, because it's awesome.
Yeah.
It goes by.
I mean, if you think about it, a season of Cobra Kai is essentially like a really long movie. Because it comes out to about 5 or 6 hours. Because since it's on Netflix now, they can stretch it a little. Like, I think some of the episodes are like 36 minutes, but those are the special ones.
I hear that the new movie coming isn't even going to be about Cobra Kai.
What new movie?
There's supposed to be a new Karate Kid movie. I don't know what it's going to be about.
If it's Jaden Smith again. I saw a fan theory that Mr. Han's going to be in season 6. I don't believe this, by the way.
I mean, I love Jackie Chan.
I mean, theoretically, I don't think Jackie Chan's going to sign on for a Netflix show, but you never know. I mean, they got Mike Barnes.
I'm still surprised that Chosen and Pat Morita speak fluent English very well.
Well, they're Americans.
I didn't know Chosen was.
Yeah, I found that out. He's third generation American.
I know, and
I saw him talking like
because our last podcast, I almost had you convinced because I was convinced that he spoke like that.
Yeah.
No,
it was literally only because I knew Pat Morita was an American, and I figured since Chosen's actor, who I cannot remember his name to save my life, I apologize, but I knew his actor was obviously younger, so I figured he was, like, why would they go all the way to Japan or Okinawa to hire a guy when they were shooting in fucking California? But, so I figured that he was American.
They were looking for Wolverine, you know, when they were in Japan and the bombs went off.
Oh my god.
That was a great scene.
Wait, was that in X-Men Origins?
I can't remember.
Or was that the Wolverine? I can't remember.
I think it was the Wolverine.
Yeah, I didn't see that one when they were in Japan.
You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, it was a good movie.
Well, that came out after X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I was done. I was over it.
You fucked up, man.
Apparently, I'll have to.
You gotta go back and watch that movie.
I guess I'll have to.
It's actually really good. That's when that's when he still has the bones and before the adamantium.
Oh, that's right.
And actually, didn't he have the adamantium removed because it was poisoning him?
I don't think
that's
so.
what he almost essentially died of in Logan.
Oh,
You've seen
maybe
Logan.
I can't. Yeah, but I only watched it once, and it was a long time ago. Well, his healing factor would. I don't know. See, that's another reason why I didn't care for Logan. It just
because honestly, Logan, they should just treat it as a standalone film because
I'm
it was
hoping
about
that's what they do.
old man Wolverine,
Yeah.
old man Logan,
and yet Professor Xavier was still alive.
Hey, Professor Xavier was still alive in what was it? The new Doctor Strange movie until he got his brain blown up. I tell you what, dude, like everybody in that universe was powerful, but Wanda came through and just soloed their shit.
They were powerful, but they were all stupid.
They weren't as powerful as her. That's the problem.
No, they're big. They could have taken her, but here's their problem.
No. This Wanda, our Wanda, is stronger than their Wanda and most.
No, I know that, but here's the thing. Like they stood a chance fighting as a group, but here's the thing: they were all too fucking egomaniac. Because Black Bolt, for example, that stupid fuck. You know that if you talk, it kills people. If you don't have a mouth, you don't. And so, I read somewhere it's
he didn't know he didn't have a mouth until it was too late.
I don't know. I feel like that's something you would check.
Maybe he just didn't notice. Like,
Dumbass.
I don't know. Like,
well, when everybody looks back at you and goes, probably be like,
"Oh, that's right," and then he's still like, the way he just felt.
I mean, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong.
hilarious.
But and then fucking Captain Carter, who's the last one standing, like you stand a fucking chance.
Captain Carter.
The chick Captain America, Captain Britain.
Oh yeah.
Oh, anyway, I was making so like all of them were egomaniacs. If they'd attacked all at the same time, they might have had a chance.
I don't think so.
Maybe, but more of a chance than trying to take her one-on-one.
Wanda, with her magic was dark magic.
Yeah.
So therefore, like,
you know what they say about dark magic. Once you go dark,
once you go dark magic, you don't go back. Is that what you're getting at?
I was trying to make a joke, but I was like,
it didn't work.
Once.
But no, actually, you keep thinking. I actually came across a video that explained a few things and why Wanda was more powerful, and then period, and then also why like the dark elves, not elvens, fucking idiot. When they were fighting, what was that elf's name that they were fighting in? Captain America was fighting him and it broke his shield.
Elf?
Not an elf. I don't know what he was. It was in the second Avengers movie, I believe.
Age of Ultron?
Maybe.
I think that was the second Avengers
when they came from the sky.
No, I thought that was the first one.
I don't remember what the guy's name is, but he's like a big, tall, like elf-looking creature, and he has a sword made of dark matter. And when he hits, because nothing is supposed to be able to destroy the vibranium shield, and his sword broke the shield, and it was because it was made of dark matter. But the thing is, supposedly the magic that Wanda was using is dark matter, and dark matter has technically, I don't, this is not confirmed or anything, this is just someone's theory. Dark matter has existed before light matter, what we know now as life. And so dark matter, actually this was Venom, because Venom, remember when he says, I've gone, or millions of light years.
I am the darkness.
No, when he says something about 80 million light years.
And he believes in a thing called love.
And it's like, why did he say 80 million light years?
I don't know.
Because the thing is, he existed before light. Venom is dark matter. That's why Venom's pretty strong. I guess. I don't know. I watched a video. I am not unpacking it correctly.
There's a rabbit hole there. But I watched a video where somebody was like, why Black Bolt is stupid, because it's like, you're telling me this guy has never sneezed in his life.
That would be scary.
Well, no, he wouldn't kill himself. He'd just wreck.
Oh, yeah, but what if you close your mouth? You're trying to be quiet. I mean, how many have you ever sneezed when you keep your mouth closed? And your nose like almost half breaks? You literally make that noise.
Those are always the loudest sneezes too when you're trying to be
quiet.
quiet.
Like instead of just going, achoo, you're like, oops, sorry. That was really loud.
What do you think Deadpool's favorite video game is?
Oh, The Amazing Spider-Man, PS4.
Oh, yeah, duh. That makes sense.
Or Mortal Kombat 11.
Now I gotta go with Spider-Man.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's probably like, his suit looks like mine. I like that guy.
I was actually going to say Mortal Kombat, but then you said Spider-Man, and I'm like, that makes sense.
The web swing in that game is just therapeutic.
Yeah, I know. I need to play it.
I actually got the PC version now, and it looks amazing.
It looks amazing. Very cool.
Because my 3080.
It died.
No, that's fine.
Oh, the 3080. No. Yeah, your TV. One of your TVs died.
Yeah, not this one. You can't see it though. Yeah, it smoked.
I have no idea what they're gonna do in this new Deadpool movie, but I don't care.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
support
love
it because they're two of my favorite actors.
Seriously, if you guys even remotely like Deadpool, you have to go see this movie because we have to show Disney that this is the kind of content we want, and you do that with your wallets. I want theatrical release Deadpool movies. I want Deadpool to replace Stan Lee in MCU cameos.
The only reason I subscribe to Disney Plus is so my daughter can watch Frozen 24/7.
You could have just bought the movie.
She refuses. She likes to go to the app and push the movie herself.
I
still could just have it on there and buy it. And
I do understand. I understand that though. Plus, there's a lot of good stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah, until it runs out because I canceled it anyway.
Spoiler alert.
Outside the budget, stupid market.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But what do you think? Well, no, we know what Deadpool does for money, but what crypto do you think Deadpool would be?
What does Deadpool do for money?
He's a mercenary.
That's true. So what crypto?
What crypto would Deadpool be totally behind?
Oh, fucking Shiba Inu.
I was gonna say that.
Reason being, Shiba Inu is just because Dogecoin is so popular that Deadpool doesn't want to pick what's popular. He wants to be...
Well, plus it is the Doge killer, so...
Yeah, so it's either that or fuck Joe Biden.
Is that a crypto? That's awesome.
FJB. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I don't see Deadpool being a lib.
No.
I don't see him being a conservative.
I was going to say, I can't see him...
He's on his own terms.
Deadpool is the definition of like a libertarian spirit.
Nah, I don't even think libertarians are libertarians.
No, not even political libertarian. I mean, like, just the whole, like, you do you, I'll do me, but if you get in my way, I'll cut your fucking head off.
That sounds more like conservatives nowadays.
Except conservatives want to...
They won't do anything about it. They'll
no,
just complain.
Some conservatives still want to tell people what they can and can't do in their own bedrooms, and not all. Most conservatives don't
That's
care
a very
anymore.
Small group nowadays because they're finally realizing that. But anyway.
Well, and it's funny because I was just thinking about this the other day because I forget her name. And I'm not just talking about in the United States. There is a right red wave coming worldwide, and it's going to happen because
you guys had the opportunity.
Well, but what I really want to convey here is that this is a naturally occurring phenomenon. It's just a pendulum swinging. We went super liberal over, I would say, the past 20 years, like to the point, and now it's just gone too far. We're more left-leaning people have gotten too much power and tried exploiting. And COVID fast-tracked this.
Thank God.
And now, yeah, but it's a natural progression. And of course, you're going to see this happen to me in a couple years. I'm going to be more left-leaning compared to where the right is then, because the pendulum's going to go too far again, like it always does. But
I don't even think so, dude. I think the left is just keep going, and the right is literally getting more centered.
Until they get more power.
Well, the thing is, you got to think that those older right-wing people, when all this goes down, they're probably not going to be. I mean, if we get rid of terms, if we put in term limits, yeah, sure.
Yeah, to a point, but again, it's the whole absolute power.
You're right.
collapse.
You're right. But if we get term limits, it won't happen.
But even sentimentality, because it's not just in the United States. They're seeing this in Italy now, and I don't know enough about her. They're calling her the next Mussolini. I think that's probably far-fetched.
Gen Zers are more conservative.
They are, but
weird.
But think about this though.
Because of what they've gone through.
Well, but think about this though. So the Generation X, I would argue, is more conservative than their baby boomer hippie parents.
I would say they're more. I would say they're more classic liberal.
But compared to their parents,
Yeah, well,
the hippies.
Well, not all of them were hippies though.
I know not all of them.
Wasn't like a really big thing.
I know we're talking about just like a broad.
Super conservatives.
Yeah, for the most part.
But there were a lot of hippies.
Yeah.
And they weren't bad, because honestly, they were just peace-loving people.
Well, so I guess I'm get a little bit more specific. So I would argue that Gen Xers are more capitalist-minded, shall we say, than their parents probably were overall. Because even if you were conservative back then,
Generation X, Generation Strange. Oh, sorry.
But then look at a majority of Gen X kids, like
we're millennials.
We're elder millennials. I don't claim that. We're Gen Y, goddammit.
I don't really care. I am what I am. Take it to the bank.
Well, but here's a very important distinction. So I think there's two groups of millennials, and that's why I make the distinction. There's Generation Y, which are the kids that grew up at the turn of millennium, but whose parents were older, like maybe much older Gen Xers or even baby boomers, because my parents were baby boomers. And I think yours were too. So we were raised in a completely different way than millennials whose parents were Gen X. Totally different. Different taste in music. We were even brought up with different values. And I can say this because I hate to bring this, but
you grew up in church.
Well, yeah, but that's not even my point. My ex-wife was only 3 years younger than me, but her parents were Gen X, and we were way different. Way different.
She probably didn't know how to hold a conversation without getting upset, right?
It depended.
For the most part?
It depended.
Okay.
She wasn't as bad as a lot
Actually,
of other
I'm sorry. I'm not thinking of Generation X. I'm thinking of millennials. Never mind. Sorry.
But that's what I'm talking about. We were both millennials, but we were raised by two different generations. So it stands to reason that we'd be different. That's why, for me, and I know it's not textbook correct, even though Generation Y was a thing, and then they got rid of it and they lumped us all together and called us all millennials.
Oh, really?
Fuck you, yeah. You can Google this shit.
Oh, then I guess we're Generation Y.
We are, goddammit, because here's the thing. I consider a millennial somebody that was born after the year 2000. That's what I consider a millennial, and that's what it was for a very long time.
Yeah, because the years only span, like, for the time structure, it's like 15 to 20 years for each generation. And, so then it's like 15, 20 years. It's like generation millennials, it's like 84 to 2012, 2009. It's like,
something
what
like
the hell?
that.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They smashed two generations together. And we're way different. That's why millennials are a contentious generation, because, like, then you have these phrases like elder millennial. Well, elder millennial is just a Gen Y-er. We're totally different.
Totally.
That's like, don't lump me in with the millennials that are like, I just want my work to mean something. No, I want to get paid, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, with the whole college thing in these days, it's like, listen, you don't go to college to do what you love. You go to college to make big money so you can retire and do what you love.
You used to go to college.
You used to go to college to do what you love, but that was...
Well, no, you used to go to college to become a learned individual and a scholar, but college was the upper echelon of any society. Underneath were, skilled tradesmen and labor, and underneath that were general laborers, and then under that was unskilled labor. Like, there were tiers, and they've given us this delusion that there's two systems. There's college graduates who are the winners, and then there's everybody else who are fucking losers. Except you've got plumbers that are making 6-7 figures a year, and people with master's degrees that work at fucking Starbucks. Now, you tell me which one's full of shit.
Depends on what you take.
That was an unintentional plumber joke.
Gotta get those plumbers.
Well, I guess, and that's, like, honestly...
It really hurt my voice.
And I've given my nephews this advice, too. Like, listen, if you want to become a lawyer, then, yeah, you're going to college.
Your nephew's got good heads on their shoulders.
Well, they're being indoctrinated into this shit, and I keep telling them, it's like, listen, first of all, my oldest one is, like, just turned 14. It's like, you're 14 years old. What you think you want to do today is probably not what you're going to want to do next year, much less when you turn 18. And even when you turn 18, what you want to do then is probably not what you're going to end up doing by the time you're 30. So chill the fuck out. I'm telling him right now, I'm super proud of him. He's the athlete I never could have been. He wrestles and he plays football now, and he's a fucking nose tackle in his first fucking season. The kid's a train. I told him, I said, like, get your good grades and concentrate on football and wrestling, because then if you want to go to college...
You get paid for it.
Well, yeah, it's like, if you're playing football or wrestling, your likelihood of, if you're good at it, your likelihood of getting a scholarship shoots way up, and then you can basically do whatever you want, and then you get to play football and wrestle for 4 more years.
Not everybody can be Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah, not everybody.
They didn't have to go to college.
But what I told, like, honestly, if you have somebody, if I have a young man in particular who says, I don't really like school, but I don't really know what I want to do with my life, the best advice I'd give him is, like, man, like, if you're into cars, go learn how to do that shit. If you try construction, like, try it out. There's plenty of people who will pay you just to be a laborer because they can't find anybody.
I mean, listen, if you don't want to, like, work hard, I mean, you're going to have to work hard in one way or another. But the thing is, if you don't want to, like, actually, like, do the labor work, that he's talking about for construction, talk to a freaking roofing company that does tons of roofing jobs. They need project managers who basically find them work.
Yep.
And the thing is, if you're good with talking with people, you can literally go and, like, say there's a storm. Don't be one of those creepy companies that come from a state over. If you're in a county and you want to go to the next county and knock on doors and talk to people, yeah, do that. But, you can literally knock on doors and, talk to these people and assist them with their insurance. It takes a little bit of training, but, I mean...
It's not a lot.
I did it, and I made very good money doing it, and honestly, I don't know why I'm not doing it. Probably because it's starting ready to get cold again.
All right.
But
so basically,
there are jobs out there.
Yeah, basically work with what you have. Deadpool.
How did we get on this?
Oh no, I'm looping it back around. See, Deadpool is really good at killing motherfuckers. So he didn't go to college. He kills people for money.
Your mom goes to college.
All we're saying is work with what you got.
Yeah, you got 3 inches, work with it.
Hey man, sometimes it's just the motion of the ocean.
Did you see? I sent you I think I sent it to you. That there was a video on Instagram and it had this girl. She had a measuring tape out and it said 5 inches, and she's like, oh, that's nice. And it has this guy. It's like, oh, we're halfway there. And I was like,
I have seen that.
That's very funny.
It is very funny.
Very funny indeed.
Very, very funny. Although Deadpool also had a short stint as a pizza delivery man.
Did he?
Well, granted, that was to do one of his Merc jobs, but...
Oh, okay. I was going to say, me and him have stuff in common.
You know what? Actually, I tell your story all the time about that, how you were the smartest fucker of all of us. Because at that time, you worked, 25 hours a week? If, yeah. And he was making more money than all of us.
Yeah, during the start of COVID, it was insane. I was literally almost grossing, well, not grossing, I was bringing home well over $3,200, $3,300 a month delivering pizzas.
And my stupid ass...
25 hours a week.
My stupid ass was working 50 hours a week and not making
No, but the thing is, though, yours is steady, and then now I took a gamble, and now I have to go back to work after
You know what?
this,
That's not your fault, though. This is one of the few times I will say that is not your fault. That is Joe Biden's fault.
Regardless, it sucks.
It is,
But
like, literally.
It is what it is.
If you want us to go into that, we'll make another video, but it is literally Joe Biden's fault.
Yeah, it sucks really bad because I was set up so well.
I think, honestly, you just got to hold out for a couple of years.
I eventually will get back on the term, but the thing is, even with the merge
It's not
of
worth it
Ethereum,
right now.
with the merge of Ethereum, nothing is worth mining. But Ethereum is having issues right now anyway. So.
Oh, man, I remember the good old days when HNT was $12 each. Now it's $4.
Good old days, that was like $30 each.
Yeah, that's true.
I've literally got 30 I'm sitting on, and I'm just like, I'm about to. I still have to go install one over at OMG CBD, 935
Oh, that's right.
2nd Street, Columbus, Indiana. So yeah, I have it out there. I just need to go install it, and actually I have to go install a new sign tomorrow. So.
Oh, and hopefully we'll be getting some, here before too long, we'll be getting some other stuff in OMG CBD. The smell good stuff.
Yes, but on another note, since we have been doing so well, I'm going to announce, depending on I will have to verify you're 18. I will have to verify address if it's legal in your state. D8, Delta 8. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's legal across many states. I don't think it's legal in Kentucky.
You might need to check and see if you. Well, no, you can ship it.
Well, the thing is, no, I can ship it just fine. But the thing is, I just want to make sure it's legal where it's going.
Yep.
But anyway, so yeah, here soon I may be doing a giveaway, and actually, what we'll do is a short for this giveaway, but you will have to contact us on the Instagram.
On the Instagram.
So you either follow us or just, obviously you'll hear it in the giveaway. But I don't know. Yeah. So I'll probably give away some gummies or something.
We'll throw a candle in there.
Yeah.
Scent of your choice.
We'll do some gummies, some Delta 8 gummies, and then scented candle. Because, there's nothing better than sitting there and just vibing out to a great smell.
I can imagine.
Watching Deadpool and Wolverine.
See, I can imagine Deadpool putting on his comfy little masturbating shoes, lighting that bad boy up, and then dropping a couple of those Delta 8 gummies and just going to town riding that unicorn.
Make sure you have the popcorn and chips ready. You'll need both. Depending on how well you're...
Oh, my masturbating shoes?
Oh, I'm going to use my little hand.
Bet it feels huge.
All right, I think that's a good stopping point.
Yep, I think that'll wrap it up.
Any closing thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine? Considering the last half of the podcast wasn't even about it.
Chimichangas.
Chimichangas. You heard it here first, people. And see, this is why I don't have our cameras on here, because then we just stare at the monitor screen. But anyway, so that was another episode brought to you by yours and yours truly.
We dumb. We stupid.
So, yeah, that's a wrap, people. So, you want to say anything else, or are we good to go?
That's not a wrap. Gangster's Paradise is a wrap.
Rest in peace, Coolio. I forgot about that too, man. Like, I literally said this on Facebook. I was like, our childhood is dying.
Literally.
And Coolio said, I'm 23. I don't know if I'll live to see 24. I don't know. But anyway, he got to live to see 58. So.
I just hope I get to live to see Deadpool 4.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Thank you for enjoying another episode of the Average Intelligent Podcast. I hope that you're a little bit more intelligent, a little bit less average, unlike us, because we are below average intelligence. We have a lot of work to do. But thankfully, we have smart and insightful viewers that let us know what we're doing wrong. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tell all your friends. And we need all the help, so tell all of your friends to comment mean things to us. Or nice things. Yeah. And if you prefer to listen to us instead of staring at our beautiful faces, Like I said, you can check us out Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Now, Amazon, Audible, artemedia.org, because we just want to get the information out there. And artemedia.com was taken. You can check that out too.
I went there first. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. That's why follow the links, because artemedia.com is taken. So
Artemedia.org, man.
fun stuff all around.
That's it.
Watch the shorts.
Yes, watch and like and subscribe to everything. And that's it. Love you, bye.